Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Total War Warhammer 2. The final prize is on the horizon. We can probably take this guy. We just have to... You know, honestly, this might actually not even turn out to be that hard. I was gonna say, we just have to really marshal our forces and prepare for the big one. But this Empire army might help. We might have enough allies in the area that this might turn out to be anticlimactically easy. I guess we'll see. Alright, you have a level... I don't know what to do with you. He really does not need points in the damage walls action. But I guess... Yeah, he doesn't need points in any other actions either. His skill points don't actually matter anymore. At this point, we want him to level up mostly because just being leveled up gives you bonuses to your action chances. Okay, Roxburgh is level 39. And he has every skill point that matters at all. So I guess let's grab some charge bonus. We could at least theoretically want him to charge into melee. It's not super likely. Okay, so Tiktaq'to can make it this far. Maybe we should group these three armies up. And yeah, this will give Yarrick a good opportunity to half move and spend a turn replenishing. Like the Total War equivalent of the Overwatch creep. Alright, so you just heal up. Actually, he could really use more heal up than that. What are you going to do? Alright, maybe they'll see two Lizardman armies here in the fog and decide that it's worth coming after us. I don't know. Alright. So, we need a hero to join this army. And then this army grabs the two Pterodon Riders and a couple of Chameleon Skinks. Okay, I think these guys have very limited options on their next turn, and that means the Krepus does not need to be over here. So where exactly do we want him to go? We could send him to try to halt the advance of this army, but I guess somebody needs to just watch out for these dudes, right? So maybe we put him just sort of in the middle of the desert. Hang out like right here. Be ready to attack at Alhaik or Kofor and get into ambush mode. Hopefully they will not see through that. I just want them to make a decision as though these places are undefended. So that we can catch them out of position. So where is that? Okay, there's this Chaos dude over here. Let's see if Hextalk can deal with him. Probably. I know Uldo Morin still needs XP, but he's also just way less good at his job. Alright, so one Chaos dude down, and we will continue advancing the scout. We have an imminent rebellion, which is absolutely fine. I'm not worried about that. They're going to appear right outside Castle Tempelhof. And Ratok can deal with that. So we're under 10k income now. Next turn we can do the dinosaur thing, and I bet this right is going to put us over our income. We're going to be operating negative for a while. Fortunately, we have a bank that will allow us to get away with that. How's that gold mine coming at Mount Conbad? Okay. Do that upgrade. That seems fairly important. Ground Peak does not actually have anything that matters at all. Oh, corruption, right. Okay, well, we could build here... It's like a basic old one monument that'll keep the area positive while still taxed. And then you're okay. Carrick Cadron is not in great shape. Probably no big surprise. Let's, at the very least, build a public order building and a growth building. We could grow this into... I don't even know what. I don't know what we would do with it. Listen, we're probably pretty close to the end of the game here. I don't need to worry about the long-term potential of our settlements. Ooh, actually. It looks like... I didn't even look at this after I told the hero to move, but it looks like I may have revealed 2 more Chaos armies up there. I think we can see 4 banner toppers. Archaon might be a little bit better defended than I thought. Well, it's possible that on the Chaos Warrior turn, those 4 armies are going to move together in a big death ball. And if they do that, it might be a little bit tougher for us to go after him. If they fan out and each one of them heads toward a different, relatively undefended settlement, then we're probably in luck. What I would really, really like to be able to do is just 3v1 Archaon's army. Fighting fair is not part of the Great Plan. Make this as fast as possible. It is so wild to me that you see the AI doing this kind of stuff. Like, that's 5 dwarven half stacks running around in that area. Wouldn't those armies be... Wouldn't all of those units be so much more effective if they were just combined into, like, 1 or 2 armies? They'd be more effective, they'd be much less expensive to run. Hopefully the next time they're looking at the campaign AI, which hopefully is in the near future, they can figure out what it is that's causing the AI to do that, because that is just absolutely terrible. I don't know if the AI is suffering from the same increased logistics cost per army that I am. Because the reason that is as strong as it is for us is because of the difficulty level. It doesn't always cost this much extra per army. But if they are suffering from the same thing we are, then the thing they're doing there is like absolute, it's suicide. If the dwarves were actually to get attacked by a foe who had any interest in killing them at all, they've effectively squandered all of the military power that their economic power should be granting them. So the turn that we get Archaon, we try to negotiate a bunch of military alliances. Hopefully we will be able to get all that done. We have a ton of money in the bank still, so the people who are a little iffy on the military alliances, we might be able to bribe them into it. You guys want a defensive alliance? I don't know that is beneficial to me at all. That won't even give us any positive reputation with the people we eventually want military alliances with, because the only one of our friends that those guys are in good standing with are the dwarves, it looks like. It is nice to see all of the Southern Realms working together, though. So we're going to get this dinosaur stack, and then we're going to have 3 armies down in the south. After we repel the Chaos Invaders, I'm not sure exactly where I want everybody to go. I might want one of the armies in Sartosa, because the Bjornlings spawn, like, here. And if some of them go for the coast while others go for Sartosa, we might have a hard time reinforcing Sartosa from our mainland. Wow. He didn't even raise it. The Bjornling army ran all the way over to Dwarftown and just sacked it. It probably made no money off of it at all. Sometimes I don't understand the AI. Oh, we do have to watch out for the Warherd of Chaos. They're going to be up here by the Warriors of Chaos armies, and I believe they are allied, so they can reinforce each other. Also, Beastmen armies spend a lot of time in ambush mode. I do not want to get caught by an ambush while I'm trying to set up our attacks. I think we should be able to make it to Lashiek in 2 moves from where Krepis is, and everywhere else in 1. Okay, I have to say I'm pretty annoyed. Wait, is there Puppets of Chaos army all the way up here? Oh no, that's a Chaos Rebel army. Hellpit has not managed its public order very well. And Rebel armies do not get their own faction banner. Alright, so we finished some of our research, just as we're about to put all these Temple Guards to use. 5 turns for 5 attack and 5 defense, which is pretty good. So hold on, let's start down here. First of all, I think we are going to go ahead and summon the dinosaur stack. We haven't gotten to do this yet. And this will give us all of our armies the Feral Cold Ones ability for 15 turns. That's pretty cool. It's just free stuff. Free guys. Alright, so we got an army that is mostly Bastiladons. I'm going to be honest with you. I was hoping for more Carnosaurs. It's something, though. It's a force. Can we summon... can we recruit a... Yes, we can. Okay. There ought to be somebody in this army who can use magic, right? Hero recruit rank up in his province. That seems like not a great skill for a hero. Let's take this. Actually, do I want to hire at... Maybe I want to hire here instead. I'm thinking if we hire at the Vulture Mountain, new heroes come in with no movement. So next turn he would have to run over and join this army, and then this army's movement would be limited by the fact that that guy has already spent a bunch of his. It might be better for us to hire somebody here, let these guys move as far toward the Sorcerer's Island as they can, and then just have the wizard from here join them at the end of next turn. So yeah, let's go for Bokza. And yeah, definitely spell stuff. Okay, so we're not quite as poor as I thought we were going to be. Your move is definitely just get near the coast. This army is no threat at all, right? We don't actually have to worry about them attacking Xandria or anything. I just need to make sure they can't easily move south. So, they have 3 armies. And we don't know what happened to the Sorcerer's Islands army, right? That's not it. This is that one that sailed in from over here. So they have 4 armies in our territory. None of them actually got on land. They're all still in ship mode, which means that we cannot use the garrisons of the cities to attack them, which is really annoying. I think I'm just going to have him fall back this way. Go into March mode and run down to here. I think there's some chance Kofur just stands against Wywolf or Breaker. I'm way more worried about the Chaos Knight armies. I would not have thought that if we hadn't seen something very similar happen moments ago. So, Tiktaq'to... Oh no, never mind. I was going to say, somehow he can move this far, but that's because we have him in March mode. Yeah, we are not quite able to attack yet. So I think probably what we want to do is just move forward and be in ambush mode. Oh, I am trespassing. We don't have a military... we don't have military access from the Empire yet. What if I gave you a defensive alliance? Would you be down with that? No, you can't just propose a counteroffer that doesn't have the initial terms in it. Military access. No. Okay, how about military... Oh, not military alliance. How about military access and defensive alliance? I don't want to tank our standing with them. Oh, you know what? It's trending up so far. We don't actually have to care about this. We have so much upward trend that even if we do a ton of trespassing, we'll still be trending upward. Let's run Krokgar over to here. And then we're going to put both of these armies in ambush mode. And hope that the Chaos Warriors come over here to try to get their easy pickings. And you can take this. Alright, so all we can do to armies with these heroes is hinder their replenishment, which is not actually going to be effective, because all of these armies are at full health. One of them ran backwards, right? Can we see what's up with that guy? Okay. Just trying to keep an eye on everything here. Forward scouts are extremely useful. Yeah, alright. So we don't have anything else we want to do down here. I think we're good. We could, I suppose, be upgrading this to an energy dome. The improved tower projectiles do matter a bit. We upgrade Sartosa's walls? Yes, let's do that. And I'm going to go ahead and grab this as well. Those high-quality dinosaurs are very, very good. Alright, let's see how many of our cities get attacked this turn. My bet is that we're not going to see any actual attacks occur down south. We're just going to see 3 sieges begin. We're probably not going to be able to run them all off before any of them get attacked, but we can probably defeat the Chaos Knight army here with this guy plus Alhake's garrison. We can do the same thing with Krepus over here. And then that'll mean we have this extremely damaged Bjornling army, one full health but not exactly terrifying Bjornling army, and then the somewhat damaged army that took the Sorcerer's Islands to deal with. So as long as that's it for this wave of chaos, I think we will have things pretty secure. We'll be able to resettle the losses, and everything should be okay. Port of Liberis armies are apparently just going back home. So here's an annoying thing. Tiktaq'to and Yarrick's ambushes were foiled by the Empire, by the forces that went early in the turn, and that reveals them for everybody, I'm pretty sure. So what has effectively happened here is the Empire has seen our armies, or whoever it was, has seen our armies and then has sent some letters over to the Chaos Forces going, hey, did you know about these lizard men over here? And imagine if we could get that kind of communication and cooperation from the AI players. Alright, well, let's see how the warriors handle it. I'm not sure that we're actually in attack range for them. I'm not sure what will happen here. Sarthoriel, and that's annoying. Archaon is staying grouped up with his buds. We don't care about that at all. He's staying grouped up, but also on the far side of them, just to make this as difficult for us as possible. Well, I'm not sure we'll be able to reach to attack this turn. We want to try to do this, 75% move and ambush creep behind them, and hopefully not have any of the other players give away our position. What I really wish they would implement is just a big... You should have a big checklist of all of the factions you're familiar with. That list already exists, right? It's what you see on the diplomacy screen. And you should be able to check and uncheck, show me the moves of these specific factions. Because you can go into fast forward mode here. But the UI is not super responsive during the other players' turns, and so turning fast forward on and off as you're trying to skip through certain people's turns but watch other people's turns is a little unreliable. And there are some, there's half a dozen factions where I would like to see all of their moves, but we don't need to see all of the dwarf players' moves or all of the Tillian players' moves. Alright, what are these Bjornling armies going to do? I'm mostly interested in this one. I have no idea what the play is for these guys. Apparently it's just run around and be a nuisance. We can probably afford to run over there and kill them, and still make it back to Alhake before it actually gets attacked, I think. Well, maybe anyway. Maybe the smart play is just to ignore them and let them raid for a minute. Come back for them after we clear Alhake, because we definitely don't want Alhake to fall. And we know that the Puppets of Chaos armies are comfortable attacking with only a single pair of siege towers built. When you build these siege towers, you build them in units of 2. Oh, okay, or they're not going to attack Alhake at all. That makes my decision actually very easy. And these guys, this feels like hubris. I think they have made an error. Oh good, we got a Temple Keeper. Okay, unfortunately these guys are just going to run away from us. No, they're not. Okay. Works for me. Now, We will definitely replenish to full health at the end of the turn anyway, so we may as well take the XP. I guess they figured they were doomed? Probably correctly. Alright, and then Krepus is gonna jump... That's weird, this Bjornling army didn't even get out of their boats. A big attrition-damaged storm started in the area, and they decided they'd just like to ride through it.
Tempt me not.
Okay, so Iglix's Kilgore actually only has one Hell Cannon now. Didn't he have two when he came out of the battle? What happened to the other one?
I think not.
I wonder if he did that combined units thing, because it was two Hell Cannon units with very low health, right? Maybe he combined them into one healthy unit, which means that he lost a Hell Cannon. And we definitely just want to jump these guys now. Press them between the army and the reinforcements. So they have a lot of knights, we do have to watch out for that. A lot of heavy infantry. They have some Chaos Warriors with great weapons, some Chaos Warriors with halberds. These are definitely the more significant danger against us. And then just a lot of dudes. Well, we have an Engine of the Gods, which should be pretty effective. Garrison here is all screwed up. But yeah, we should be able to handle this. They have no ranged units outside of the Hell Cannon, so our flyers are going to be able to attack as much as we want. I guess I didn't actually look at their lord. Their lord might be flying. I think proper Chaos Knights can get dragons. Oh, he's actually a wizard. Well, then we know he could have a dragon. I guess we'll find out. They didn't seem to have much interest in using their wizard's dragon to disrupt our flyer in the last battle, but we shouldn't take it for granted that this will work the same. Then again, we have 3 units of salamanders here, so we're actually pretty good against big flying monsters. Alright, they're coming in from this side, so we should probably be roughly over there. Oh, and their wizard is groundbound. Fantastic. So, how do we want to do this? It's not great for me to have them be able to ride down this hill into us. I guess what I was going to say there is the line of sight here will abbreviate the amount of time our salamanders have to fire at them, but salamanders actually have pretty short range. That's probably not even true. No, a little bit. You can see some of the salamanders' firing ranges over the hill. I guess what we can do is, like, this. A little bit more like that. Have the big salamander right in the middle. Trying to turn him. It's hard to see because his the triangle that indicates his current facing is inside of the triangle that's naturally under his feet, and it's smaller, so it's obscured by it. So just spread out the spears real thin. Okay, I think that's basically the idea. 2 charges of Engine of the Gods. We have our own Carnosaur. He's not blessed. He doesn't have perfect vigor, but he's still very good. And then we can just have the we'll have the rest of the reinforcements just come over here behind the Saurus Wall as they spawn. There's absolutely no reason not to have you guys spawn as close in as possible. Yeah, and I guess just go for it. I think the Hell Cannon's going to be shooting at them. We'll figure out exactly who it's targeting and have that unit run behind it. And I want to start attacking the instant we can here. Oh, they managed to miss somehow. Actually, we should get behind it. We should try to make them have to turn around. Or even better, stop right here, where we're all too close to it. Now it has to back up if it wants to hit anybody, because you can see that that line there indicates the minimum range. We're all well inside of it. Well, not all of us. These guys could move forward a little bit. Okay, we're making pretty quick work of this. Alright, so what do we have here? We have a Saurus Scar Veteran. We don't really have a lot of spears on this side. Bring these guys over, keep them in sort of a reserve position. We should probably have these guys, like, wrap around a little bit more. Try to make that flank charge as difficult as possible. And then we have units of Cold One Spear Riders, who definitely have to get behind the spear wall. I don't know what I want to do with them yet, but I know that it is not have them stand in front and wait to be killed. But the javelins right behind these guys, and I don't know what to do with all these chameleon skinks. Get over here and we'll figure it out. As soon as anything comes nearby, they just need to be shooting. You may as well go join the Air Force. Let's group all of our flying units together, actually. Okay, so we have 3 charges of the ability to just suddenly summon a bunch of raptors. We will probably wait until our forces are actually battling theirs. So, now we've eliminated the only thing in the army that was actually going to be very vulnerable to the explosions. Unfortunately, the rest of this stuff is like very heavily armored. So I guess we'll just shoot at kind of whatever. I don't think shooting at their lord makes any sense. And you can see, he has death magic, so that's why one of our units has already taken a ton of damage. He's just spamming that Spirit Leech spell. Get over here and figure out what the rock drops look like. Okay, right now they're running in very dense formations. Sure, we can get some decent shots off. But like, watch. Even with good dense drops, we're not going to see these being quite as effective as we're used to, unfortunately. You guys are just too tough and too heavily armored. Prefer to shred the front of their formation. Any place that we get a choice. Looks like those knights are just going to ride straight into the spear wall, which I am 100% fine with. Okay, let's have everybody ride up and follow those dudes. We just need attack orders. Keep everybody moving in together. And yep, those guys just ran right into the spear wall. This is going to turn out terribly for them. They are going to be receiving poison, and yeah, we don't have to worry about that. I think we can just let that unfold. Once the enemies have met us, we're going to start summoning raptors in behind them. But there's no sense in summoning the raptors in now. They would just get torn apart by enemies that are too heavily armored for them to actually deal any damage to. We want to blow these guys up. See, the Chaos Knights are starting to realize the error of their ways. Okay, that wasn't too bad. Who else has rocks left? 1 unit. Alright, you guys just run up there, and I think this is the moment. This is the moment to start commanding these guys manually. So, we don't really have a spellcaster. And you know what? Krepus needs a wizard. I don't think we have anything in particular that we want to do here. We can send the Carnosaur in to start chomping knights. They're already engaged, so he probably won't take a lot of damage. We have some flamethrowers going, but I don't want to overdo it. I think this Bastillodon should probably wander over here, and the other big dinosaur... yeah, we'll just keep him in reserve for the moment. I would love to drop the rock, like, in this area. We can catch up with them. Alright, so we probably ought to focus on... one of the units of halberds is pretty torn up. They had another couple, though. We probably ought to focus on those guys, right? Let's have... No, let's focus on the ones on the side. Try to burn them down quickly. The chariots have attacked the Carnosaur, which is fine by me. That's going to end very poorly for them. We should probably have javelin guys back up a step. I think I want to wait until a few more of them actually make contact before we hit the poison. We're just kind of waiting on a lot of our abilities. Once the battle lines are properly formed, we're going to definitely start dropping that Engine of the Gods. I'm going to pull him back. He's going to, if I'm not careful, we're going to get him caught rampaging out here, and then he is going to just wander into the enemy formation and die. Maces out here. Okay, and for some reason they're kind of grouping up around the the enemies are kind of grouping up around the guy that we're shooting all of our flying projectiles at, so that's good for us. Alright, I think we should have the salamander packs start dealing with this side. And I'm gonna move the Sauruses forward a little bit, try to pin the enemy further away from us and make a little room. Because those salamander units are gonna have places to turn to the side. I do appreciate their knights mostly being very devoted to the idea of charging directly into our spears, though. That's gonna help us a lot. Okay, the Carnosaur is rampaging. Well, it wasn't really avoidable. Let's get in there and start bashing on the side of them. And I think what we have here is our first good opportunity for the engine. We could go ahead and Ark of Sotek as well. Where is the Engine of the Gods guy? That looks like a very, very good target to me. Aim it like this. Okay, I think this flank is going to end up pretty good, pretty quickly. I should command group the salamanders, because we're definitely going to have the salamanders all jump in together here. Krepus can just... he's fast enough, you know what, he could probably hit these guys in the side. I think that would be the most useful thing for him to do here. We have chameleon skinks. They're a little too grouped up. We should have them spread out a little bit more. Because I want to make sure we're distributing poison over as large an area as possible. I think you can probably run over here and start flanking these guys. And more enemies charge into the Engine of the Gods right as it goes off. How unfortunate for them. Jesus, the damage from that thing. It's crazy. Let's try to turn these guys, because apparently they're still looking for a side to hit. And this seems like a good time to bring in the raptors. Just gonna appear out here. Alright, so you guys chase them, try not to let them get in on the flank. I mean, we're getting a little overwhelmed on this side. It's just too many enemies. What I really need is for the Carnosaur to turn around. I know that like sending him against halberd troops is not ideal, but at least they're halberd troops that have their back to him right now. You guys have almost broken those halberds. I guess for the moment, just keep up the good work. Let's get our other units of cold ones over here. There we go. Get him. Oops, I did not need to do that. Control group 3, guys. There we go. Alright, we'll start by running off this Chaos Chariot unit, because we need them to get out of there. Okay, so that at least should have some effect on their morale. You guys make that happen. We got some spears a little bit further forward than they probably should be. Put the flyers just like over here. We can just kind of rain death on whoever is around. have the flyers catch, or the flyers, the cavalry catch their cavalry with a charge. Our horses are bigger and have much more impressive teeth. It's a shame that Engine of the Gods has such a very, very long cooldown. I mean, I guess it's not that long. It's just a lot longer than I want it to be because that thing is a hell of a lot of fun to fire. Okay. And these guys have really nowhere to fall back to. We've kind of pinned them against the coast. Yeah, the Saurus spear shield guys with the extra stats from being blessed are unbelievably powerful. Or, not powerful in an offensive sense. They're unbelievably tough. They are up against some of the premier heavy infantry in the game here. Also, we should have an Engine of the Gods in every single army. I'm really starting to come around to the idea that that might be the best unit in our entire roster. Maybe we have 2 or 3. That's a good way around the cooldown. Just have 2 or 3 separate cooldowns per army. So with these guys gone, we still have the army that took the Sorcerer's Islands. That's on the way. And then we still have the army that sailed away from Al-Haik, but it looks like that's probably not going to be in a position to threaten us, at least in the next turn. So I think we kind of have all the time we need. Basically, I'm saying this defense was already successful. The game is taking its sweet time recovering from the carnage. This is not very much replenishment, but I guess we should take every bit. Yeah, these guys just don't have anywhere to go. Unfortunately, they did fall back far enough that we can't pursue them and kill them off this turn. Okay, we'll be back at full for the next one. Very little movement left. I think I probably just stay within Lashiek's reinforcement range. We chase those guys a little bit. Who has unassigned skill points? Ratok does. Man, I don't know. You know what? Get your bounce. Become a cavalry unit. He needs to come over to Castle Tempelhof and deal with these guys. Can he just attack? Yeah, he can just attack this turn. Should be a pretty easy one. Alright, so now that we've let the rebellion grow for a couple of turns, and then we crushed it like that, that'll help with our public order for quite a while. And in 2 turns we'll have some good corruption and a lot more, well, not a lot more, but a little bit more public order to work with. Have him fall back to the castle for the good replenishment for a turn, and then he can head north and join us up there. Alright, let's try to figure out this approach. So first of all, we don't actually have a hero around here to try to kill. I guess we should just stay with the armies, make sure we maintain vision. I think I'm going to leave you right where you are, actually. So I don't know, the armies of men could show up and try to help us. Kislev has a whole army over here, although it is a terrible composition for this point in the game. All of a sudden, we're negative on gold. What caused us to lose 4,000 income after the dinosaurs were summoned? Probably nothing. Probably what actually happened is that the game is just not correctly reporting our income for quite a while. It does do that. Let's see. We could try to mount an ambush in these trees over here. Yeah, like let's stand in a place where the ambush success chance is nice and high. And then have the other armies join him. Because I'd prefer not to fight 3 armies versus 3 armies. Due to the way the reinforcements work, a 3 army versus 3 army battle really benefits the people who have more infantry, because infantry are always sorted to the left, and we know the units that are on the left side come in first. So they would get, you know, one of their whole armies plus 20 units of heavy infantry, and we would get our infantry as well, which aren't quite as good, and we wouldn't get any of our flyers until the battle was basically over. But if we can bait them into sending one army over here to fight us, and then just catch them with an ambush, it'd be a lot more favorable. Okay, you can move to about anywhere that this army can move to. We do have to re-found the Sorcerer's Islands, but it doesn't have to be this turn. Okay. These two armies and this guy. Vartus Blood Reaper could just turn around and go back to Alhaik. I think I would actually prefer that. Him going down here to group up with the other Chaos armies, I think would be the thing that is most dangerous for us. These two armies between them have a single Hell Cannon now, though. So our Flyers are still going to have pretty significant free reign. We're going to get to drop all of our rocks the way we want to drop all of our rocks, nice and early in the battle, which is going to limit the amount of damage that our Sauruses are actually taking from that first wave of melee charge. I think we should be okay. Even if they do all group up, I think we should be able to handle it. And I am excited about the reinforcement dinosaurs. Alright, tell me we have some backup armies moving in the north. Yeah, exactly. Exactly like that. We don't necessarily need them to do anything significant. We just need to sort of flood the area with targets, and then hopefully the Chaos Warriors will get overwhelmed and do something foolish. Probably fast forward the rest of the dwarf turn. And then I do want to see, like, Talabicland's turn. If we can turn this off as it approaches. The UI is not always super responsive to clicks when it's not your turn. Like, there. Okay, there we go. I do need to see the Chaos Warrior turn, obviously. Alright, tell me they split up. Tell me just Archaon goes back to fight Balthazar Gelt. Nope, he's running even further away from us. Okay, it worked. So see, what they tried to do there was move one army into reinforcement range and then have the next army charge forward. And because the ambush succeeded, we get to have all of our reinforcements and they don't get to have any of theirs. Like I said, it would be more ideal if we were able to, like, say, have Tiktaq'to's army come in first and have Krokgar's army not show up until all of these guys are in. But I'll take the thing we're about to get here, and we'll go ahead and do this manually, even though we don't really have to. We would crush this on an auto-resolve. Because Kolek the Sun Eater, or Kolek Sun Eater, is a cool-looking unit, and we should see him actually fight. We will almost certainly take more damage by doing this manually than we would have on the auto-resolve. And actually, Yarick's army is not super well built for this fight. The auto-resolve bonus you get on a successful ambush is so huge. That's alright, we can afford to get messed up pretty badly here. And between our 3 armies, we will sort it out. Sorry, between our 4 armies, because remember that the Temple Guard army is going to start northward. Alright, so both of our reinforcement groups are coming in from the farthest possible points on the map. So that's fun. That actually really sucks. That's super bad. I think we might want to just group up with them. Let's see. Because part of the value of a good ambush is that you get to hit the enemy's vulnerable units while they're in their marching formation. But this is a Chaos Army. They don't really have any vulnerable units except for the Hell Cannon. And don't get me wrong, it is super dope that we are going to get to start all of our flying units right here. But I think we maybe just have everybody else Yeah, I think we pretty much just fight this as a normal 1v3 battle aside from that. Because I think this force of ground units is going to get torn up by all those Chaos Knights. You would think, it being an ambush in our favor, that we would have some significant control over terrain and direction. But apparently not. Okay, so the only stuff that's left over here is the flyers. Hey, you guys. Big surprise, everybody killed the Hell Cannon. This should be done pretty quickly. Oh, these guys actually do have Marauders. They actually do have ranged units. They're not, like, great ranged units, but they have them. It means our flyers do not have total free reign. We'll probably want to just get the Hell Cannon down and then bail. As soon as we start running from them over forest, they will find themselves hard-pressed to keep up with us. But we got to get this Hell Cannon down very first thing. I will say, I think Marauder Horsemen don't have great armor. Yeah, so the Fire Leech Bolas will actually be fairly effective against them. We could try to just fight back, I guess, instead of running away. I almost wonder if we want to, Here, I'm going to summon the first unit of Feral Cold Ones. There's no way we'll have enough time, given the cooldown between summons, to actually make good use of all of these. But what we can do is get them to stop the enemy from firing at us. I was going to stick around and try to shoot them, but I think I'll just pull back. And somehow, despite the fact that they're all engaged in melee combat with other units, they're still shooting. That's fun. Okay, we actually have something of an advantage here with the uneven forested terrain. It's going to be very difficult for them to execute a cavalry charge that matters at all. I think for right now, it has to be just like everybody get together and we'll figure out what the arrangements are in a minute. First thing is everybody get in the same place. All the flyers should be making for here as well. Yeah, those Feral Cold Ones didn't accomplish anything at all. They did a little bit of damage. You can see their cavalry movement slows down when they enter trees. So I don't know if they're faster than we are in the first place, but I do know that they will have a hard time chasing us through all this terrain. In fact, I'm going to have the flyers go this way. Also, while they're trying to fire through trees, some of their projectiles are getting caught on the geometry. Remember, the projectile has to actually make contact for it to deal damage. So this is helpful. Yeah, they're going to have a really hard time catching up and dealing any damage at all now. And we'll just save our rock drops for when our armies actually meet. Let's talk about Kolek Suneater. Where is he? There he is. I knew he would not be hidden by the trees because look at the size of him. Now keep in mind, these are Chaos Warriors, so they're already bigger than just like a normal man. And some of them come up to the knee there. My understanding is that Kolek Suneater in this game is a lot smaller than he is in the lore, where he's described as being like the size of a mountain a couple of times. Now, obviously, with stuff like that, you know, the in-game characters that are describing him are being poetic, so it's hard to know exactly how big he should be, but he big. The point I'm making is large. He is a large man. Alright, so let's set up our... Unfortunately, our units are all spread out over a bunch of different parts of the UI here. I might want to use some control groups. Let's have all the spears be this control group. I guess, actually, the temple guards probably go in the spear group, right? And then the non-spear melee can have a different group. We have a lot of red-crested skinks here, actually. And make a group for the flyers as well. Oh, you are supposed to be in group 1. Okay, and then we just have like a lot of characters to work with. The bubble is going to be super effective here. They're going to have a really hard time with the explosions, and we do still have units of cold ones to summon on their backsides once they actually approach. Like, the core of our strategy is going to be these salamanders, and unfortunately, only one army's salamanders actually made it in. That actually sucks a huge amount. Let's move the Blessed Stegodon forward to the edge of the forest, because he could be shooting at people in a more effective way. Thunderous One should get over here. Okay. So group 1 spreads out like over this area. Okay, Tiktaq'to and Roxburgh and Snout are all just kind of hanging out nearby. We might not use Snout's spells a lot, because I think this is going to be a situation where I want to do a lot of exploding people. Probably do that, and then put you guys in guard mode. No chasing, just killing. Alright, so the ranged cavalry are over on this side. They do love to bring the cav in first. Alright, for some reason, some of these sources are a lot slower than the others. Oh, interesting. So if the entire body of the unit of sources is here, the flag should probably not be over there. Okay, you guys are the ones who are supposed to be in this spot. We have our initial volleys out. I'm not too worried about the dinosaurs getting jumped. They will survive long enough that we will be able to fix that problem, if they do get jumped. We have most of their cavalry together. These guys are the only threat to our flyers, so as long as we keep our flyers on the other side of the battle, we can have them just throw projectiles pretty safely. And I'm not too worried about what these are hatchet throwers, I think. I'm not too worried about them, like, hurting our sources. Sources are tough, and they have shields. And they should be okay. This seems like a good time to start blowing stuff up, though. No, don't ride out. Don't ride out before I shoot you. Some of them are backing up. Ooh, wow, that really did a number on those guys. Okay, you know what? Now that they're weakened, let's just have the flyers run over here and do a couple of, maybe not all of them, but have some flyers run over here and do some rock drops. We could probably take out a lot of these Marauder Horsemen right now. In fact, should I have these guys maybe focus on that for the moment? Yeah, probably. And then I think we can summon some distraction raptors here. Like these feral cold ones are not going to get a lot of kills no matter how we do this. They're just not they're not reliable enough damage dealers. Let's rotate the formation box a little bit here. As you can see, our troops are successfully shooting blowguns over our units. Basically what I'm trying to do here is just hold these dudes in place. Stay on them. Let's get in on the cavalry while they are trapped. And honestly, the cavalry front is looking like it's in pretty good shape. Unfortunately, we didn't quite get them held in place the way I was hoping to. Yeah, the feral cold ones are already out of there. Well, what are you going to do? And of course, we need more explosions. I don't know what enough explosions would look like, but I know we're not there yet. So let's talk about Kolek, the Sun Eater. He is all up in our dudes. You'll notice one of our units of sources is not doing so hot. Kolek Sun Eater is absolutely terrifying in melee combat. He also has a lot of ways of gaining ward save. He ends up being one of the best actual melee fighter type lords because of all of his sources of damage reduction. He can just wade into about 1 million enemies and never really be in danger. So we're going to want to bring all of our buffs and stuff over here, all of our flying buffs. I guess not all of them. Tiktaq'to can get over here and provide this stuff. And we can use Senout's free spells. Let's shoot some fire at the Chaos Spawn, because they don't care for that. And we're going to break down most of the enemies pretty quickly. Let's see if we can get the Stegodon. I was trying to catch those cavalry while they were committed. You can see Kolek in there just smashing us. It's actually remarkable how powerful Lord Croak is. How extremely good at his job. But I think we've gotten to a point here where, like, I don't know if rock drops are even necessarily useful. A lot of the enemies that are left are kind of, sort of spread out. Let's see, we've got those guys captured. I think probably what we should do here is have you two turn and fire at them. Try my best to keep the rest of these cavalry kind of locked in. Oh, our terrible feral cold ones are... Nope, never mind. Never mind, what they are is dead. Also, I gotta remember we have 2 sources of Arcane Conduit. We should be hammering on both of them, because our spells are expensive. So, I think we still have a larger number of people that are in danger over here. We'll use the bubble here, even though that's not where Kolek is. Where did Kolek go? Did he disengage from this side? Okay, here he is. We're actually doing a lot of damage to him. I mean, Rockspur is good at his job, right? We know that. You should pop your buffs. Gotta remember to run all of this stuff, all of these various things that we have, these bonuses. I was kind of hoping to clean up a lot of the Chaos Warriors before turning the Salamanders on Kolek Sun Eater, but it looks like we maybe have to do that in a real hurry, because I think he's going to be in the Salamanders any moment now. Where is Krokgar? Krokgar, I was saving you for this. This is your job today. Thunderous One is already doing his thing, and we have another explosion available. Well, I know where it should go. Give ourselves some nice buffs here. Alright, we've been raining poison damage on Kolek. Oh my god, he's going to surrender before we have a chance to kill him. What a coward. Get him, Krokgar, get him! If you're wondering why the battle hasn't ended yet, there's a unit of unbreakable guys over there who are not going to retreat. So we actually do have to kill all of them, and until they all die, we can keep laying damage down on Kolek Sun Eater. Okay, they're all dead. We can continue to pursue. Everybody get him! We don't really have a lot of options as far as slowing him down or anything here. But Krokgar is doing a lot of damage just poking him and jabbing him in the back with the spear over and over again. I think we're actually going to kill him. Hand of the gods. Well, that didn't work. And Rockspur's on him too, right? Wherever the hell Rockspur is. Oh, he's trying. We'll slow him down. Oh no, it takes way too long to summon those guys. Get him, flyers! Not actually any good at throwing their projectiles. We don't actually want to have the raptors just hit him in the back. Actually, never mind. If you can do any damage to him at all, he's at 190 health. I really thought the Hand of the Gods was going to be it. Yeah, we're not going to catch him. Well, maybe. Krukgar still chasing? We managed to catch up with Krukgar there exactly as he ran into a tree. Okay, I guess we're not going to quite kill him. I think if I had not told Krukgar to cast Hand of the Gods, we might have gotten him. I'm really surprised that, like, it just completely missed. It did literally no damage. Very embarrassing. On the whole, though, for fighting an army full of Chaos Knights with some Regiments of Renown and Kolek Suneater in it, these are pretty reasonable casualty levels. We did alright here. It is a real shame that the situation didn't break down a little bit more favorably for us on the reinforcement directions. Now that Kolek is broken down, there's Sarthoriel the Everwatcher is standing just outside of our attack range, where he was waiting to serve as reinforcements. So we'll be able to kill him quite easily as well. And once they're down, there's nothing stopping us from just charging at Archaon at full speed. Now granted, he may just flee from us, but we have 3 armies, and one of our armies is extremely fast. Remember, Tiktaq'to is really, really quick. So we can probably loop around and head him off, even if he does decide to be the world's greatest coward. Apparently Yarick is the only one who gets the trait, despite the fact that everybody participated in that. That's a real shame, because this is a trait I would like to have on both Tiktaq'to and Krukgar. Well, actually, the fact that we didn't kill him is good then, because that means we can attack his army with Krukgar and get the trait. It turns out it was all a brilliant strategy. And for some reason there's a Dune Kingdom's army sailing in from the west. I have no idea what they were doing out there. Marius Lietdorf, I do not want a military alliance with you. Everybody does really respect us, though, like a weird amount. Basically, I'm just a bunch of bloodthirsty monsters. But you know, people are willing to overlook a lot if you're willing to hurt the people that they don't like. One of the most upsetting things about humanity. Sure, he's committing non-stop atrocities, but he's doing it to people I think are bad, which makes it fine. Not even fine, actively good. Looks like the Bjornlings... Okay, so the Bjornlings that ran inland here are under control. Yeah, I think the south is pretty much clear, except for that western coast, where we just have to finish the job. But I think we've got it totally under control now. So basically what I'm saying is, I'm feeling pretty sanguine about our chances. I think we are going to be able to take out Archaon in the next couple of turns, and as soon as we do, we might win. We'll have to resettle Sorcerer's Island, because that's on our list. Okay, the Beastmen herd just dashed itself against that Empire army. That is also good for us. We never did actually finish off those dwarves who dared to sink our fleet early in the game. Might go in after them for some post-game spite. Okay, they want to fight us here. Everybody wants to end their turn in the big sea storm. Alright, do we want to do another whole turn this video? Let's see what the situation looks like up here. Who can we actually reach? Where am I? There we go. Well, we can certainly kill Sarthoriel the Everwatcher. He's a whole... I don't know a ton about Warhammer demons. He is some whole kind of big terrifying thing. But fortunately, not that impressive compared to our numbers here. Yeah, so we kill him, we finish off Kolek, and then it's just straight after Archaon, and all the rest of his armies have spread out or were killed by the Umpire. So, yeah, I think that we should not push any further this episode, because this next turn is maybe going to be a bit of a long one, as we fight Sarthoriel and everything, but next time, I have very high hopes. Honestly, the next episode might be the last one. So come back next time, Monday, for a whole lot more Chaos slaying. And we'll see you then.